get some emission happening on this object. That will make the object look like it's glowing. The current render setting up here, do a quick rendering by selecting Eevee and pressing the F12 key or going to render image. And you can see the back moon and the background and even the coin slots have light emitting from it. Let's turn on this front right here and have it also emit some light. There's two ways to go about it. Here's just click on the material properties. And one way to go about this is to go down to emissions right here. Click the dot to create an input. The type of input is a image texture. And once that shows up, you can now select from the folders and connect it right here. There's a better way to go about this. Let me hit undo. Go right here, select Shader Editor, expand the shader editor, click on the object that you want to play with its material. So I'm clicking on here. And as I click around, you can see that this shader editor focuses in on the various shaders. This already has the texture connected for the color. Now you can connect the same texture to the emission. Just click and drag from here and connect it into the emissions. When you click render, F12, it's emitting light. Let's take a look at this at a higher fidelity renderer, and that will be cycles. Click right here, the icon that looks like camera back, select cycles, and click render again. F12, or going under render image. This is going to take a little longer, but you'll get a much better result. Awesome, right? What if you want some blooms of light around this object? Go back under here and switch to the compositor. Currently, you're in the shader editor. Render the image, and then you can play with this graph and see the results in real time. Go to render image, or F12, and just wait for the rendering to happen. Move this image aside a bit. Let's take a look at this graph. Just press the middle mouse button to drag it around. Use your wheelie mouse to zoom in and zoom out, or the control key and middle mouse button to zoom in and zoom out as well. To pan, just click and drag. This is the current image layers, rendered layers, and this is the output. In between this, press the Shift A and go to search and select glare. To get glare connected, just drag this glare until you see this line highlight and then click to let go. Let's take a closer look at glare. Decrease the threshold to something like 0.1. And there's your glare. To explore the glare types, here's streak. This is what ghost looks like. Fog glow. And fog glow seems nice. You can increase the size. And have a lot of fun with this. To remove this from the chain, which is connected between here and the output, select this node and press Ctrl X. And that restores everything to normal. To add it back in, again, Shift A. Go into filters, and you can find a bunch of filters to go explore. We were just exploring the glare filter. And just drag it and drop it there. Decrease the threshold. Press Shift A. And maybe a bokeh blur would be fun. To decrease the blurriness, just go into here for size and maybe just want a little blur. This one's taking a little while to composite. So you can experiment, you can animate these values, you can have a lot of fun. Let me remove it, Control X again. Do another one, Shift A. Let's do a color adjustment for exposure. Okay, increase the exposure, decrease it, and this will give you control over your final output images.